get it off, but men usually say that.
Not to you, I'm sure.
Anyway, I was just telling the minister, it's very casual here. That's very casual indeed. But I still don't know how to say that's bloody mic up. But I hope it's okay for you, Minister. It seems a bit low. It seems a bit low. This is there, yes. Yeah, the mic is of course. Okay, that's better. Yeah, no, we're tall. Yeah, we're tall. Minister. Hello. Thank you. Porter Rose, thank you so much. What a lovely crowd, actually, for our first show of the new winter season. Lots of friends. I have been here now for about 2 months. I've been down in Kerry at the Willie. And indeed, the last time I saw the minister, she was struggling up Bola's head. There was a storm lashing, actually. And the newspaper were all over her. And the photographers, and God help the woman, because it was very hard to keep a hairdo on the day. And of course, they weren't interested in us at all. They were only interested in this whole hoo-ha about Scatty. And she was being very stumped. Is that what they call it? Or shumped? What are you saying? Stumped. And she was being very controlled, in the early part of the year, of course. And, but you've probably seen, actually, recently, we have never had so much attention to Southwest Kerry and Skelly since the Vikings. And I have to say, we're kind of delighted. And the other day, I don't know if you saw my comments in the Sunday Business Post, and of course there's been different comments back to the wall. But I said, one storm in winter would take away more stones from Skelly than all the actors in Hollywood combined, actually. And if the Vikings didn't do it for Skelly, Skelly will look after itself. And so I think I call it a storm in the teacup, of course. But of course our minister is in that sensitive position that she sees, of course, the tourist, the economy, that place is being bereft, actually, as, a part of Ireland from any kind of economic stimulus. And we probably get about 3 months, I'd say, a year down there in terms of, doing business. Now, maybe Killarney gets a bit more, maybe they get 5 months, and they're pretty cool, they're very good at it. But down there, I can tell you we don't see much. But I happened to ask Victoria in the office today, look me up Star Wars, and tell me, in fact, actually, the memorabilia of Star Wars, like, what would that be going for these days, So here I have it. Star Wars movie poster collection, 425,000. Now I say all of this because I think of this young man who has painted Skelly when he's down there, and of course he's also painted the lovely Avoca where he lives in Wicklow, with Anya. But, and then Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back poster, 1980. Sheet poster, 120,000. 10 life-size replica Star Wars figure props, 400,000. Artist Ollie Mott's Star Wars Trilogy set of 3 rare prints, 19,999. That's the cheapest, huh? But of course people are worried about things. But I have seen, and I just want to say this before the minister, I hope you don't mind me, Minister, because I can see, where everybody is, in a way, from living down there. But there is more control over Skelly and the people who have gone out there under this ministry than ever all the tourists who ever went to Skelly, where, there was no control at all. But now I believe there's even, she'll probably tell you if she doesn't want to talk about it, but there's, I believe, pads under their feet, under their equipment. There's ornithologists, there's all kinds of archaeologists, there's all kinds of people out there preserving and making sure that nobody does anything to Skelly. So I just wanted to say all of that because I welcome enormously the minister and her interest in the Relic and her interest in that part of the country. We don't often get much attention, but boy, is it coming. Anyway, Minister. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say it's always a pleasure to be here in Origin Gallery for the launch of yet another thought-provoking exhibition, and how appropriate and timely it is that it should be, your theme, Rod, should be on the Skelligs. And it's, as Noel has said, Skellig's memorabilia fetches quite a, or Star Wars memorabilia fetches quite a price, so there you go. I think that your exhibition here this evening now it is very timely. Your evocative oil paintings sharply depict both the light and the dark of the Irish landscape, and you have documented the contrast of the Irish countryside for more than 2 decades. And I think your work wonderfully captures the unique beauty of this small island. And indeed, I was one of the lucky ones to be asked by Noel to anonymously paint a picture earlier here in the year in Origin Gallery. And Rod was my mentor. And I have to say, Rod, you were an excellent teacher. I spent about 2.5 hours. I would certainly recommend it to anybody. It was really, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good. And in this exhibition, we can see how you're exploring a new style with the latest body of work, which is a mixture of clarity and fusion, beautifully depicting the Irish coastline. And as you said, you go from the east coast to the west coast, down to Valentia, and of course Skelligs, and the difference you were saying in the 2 different coasts on the Irish island. So look at it's we know of course that your work has been widely acclaimed and recognised, and I understand that you're only one of 2 Irish artists to be successful in Britain's Open Art Competition. Now, I know that your work can be found in numerous government departments and on the walls of various public buildings, but I had a quick look around my department this evening before I left, and I couldn't spot any of your work, Rod. So that's a wrong that have to be put right. And I see here. So I don't know which I should have. Should I have Skellig more, or Skellig Beyond, or Skellig Deep? Skellig Deep. So look at. I just want to commend you for your work in the Avoca Painting School, where you have been sharing your experience and indeed your expertise for 25 years. Noel understands only too well how important it is for established artists to act as mentors for the next generation, and I applaud you for taking this open and sharing approach. And as we're all gathered here this evening celebrating artistry and creativity, I'd just like to take this opportunity to mention the development of our first ever national cultural policy, Culture 2025. And I launched a discussion paper on the policy during the summer, and I'm delighted to say that we actually had our first consultation meeting in Cavan on Monday. And we had members of the artistic community come in, and on all of the stakeholders to give their views on how we should develop the policy, because it's the first time that we have compiled a policy on culture. It's an opportunity for everybody to have their say on what we want to achieve in terms of our art and culture over the next decade. And I believe in setting out our high-level aims up to 2025, we'll be able to protect and promote our unique and varied culture and encourage new cultural forms to flourish. And I view the development of Culture 2025 as a chance to reflect the important role that culture plays in all of our lives. So my department will be holding a series of local workshops right across the country, and it will enable everybody to come in, give your views on how we protect, how we promote, and how our culture embraces new cultures, because I think that will even make it richer. So I'd like the artists, and all of the cultural sector to get involved. And if we can make it along to some of the meetings, that would be great. And one of the meetings we're having here in Dublin will be actually on the 19th of October in the Royal Hospital in Kilmainham. So you're all very welcome to come along. I'd just like to finish by thanking Noel for your kind invitation to launch this exhibition, and indeed Noel to say, you know, thank you for the commitment you have shown to the arts over the years. I was down to visit you in Kilrillig, and I have to say it's magnificent what you're doing down there. I visited the artists' retreat, and the beauty and you know, the landscape is just magnificent, and you have and I visited your home there, and I really had a lovely time. Roy, I want to wish you all the best with the wonderful body of work that you have here on exhibition this evening, and the show is on until October the 10th. I would encourage you all here tonight to you know, get the family and friends to come in and enjoy this fabulous exhibition and check it out. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you very much for being live here.
Thank you so much, Minister. This woman, by the way, she mentioned her painting that was painted anonymously, was bought by an art collector in R250 who thought it might have been an early Gauguin. And thank you so much, but I have to tell you, like, if so much attention is going to come to this place, I mean, think about these paintings by Coyne, you know, these kind of elemental paintings. Put them online, even buy them as an investment, and just sell them online to all these science fiction fans all over the world, and we'd make a fortune, Rod and I. But in the meantime, Rod might like to say a word or two. Okay.
This won't take long, 60 seconds to do it. I just have to say thank you. Thanks to Noel for looking after my interests since I met her when I came back from Germany, back at the turn of the millennium. She said, I'd like to go for residency down to Kerry. If you're ready to go in 2 days, you can take it up. I didn't even know where it was, and there was somebody under the table kicking my shin saying, yeah, yes, say yes, say yes. That's how it all started. Thank you to the Minister for all the lovely kind words, and I'm delighted to hear we're embracing the department soon. And finally, I'm one of the luckiest artists there is on the planet, because I don't have one muse, I have 3 muses. And they're Anya, Lola and Maya. Well, indeed, I am privileged. We have Auntie Claire who tunnelled out of the poor Claire's in Glasgow to get here tonight, Auntie Sheila, and Maureen over here. So thanks all the women in my life for looking after my interests. Thank you.
I see a couple of you now really good art experts and in the room, and you'll know which ones to pick. Okay, the chiefs. Okay, that's it.